Hmm. All right. Finally, think we're actually live, which would be great. Go to my stream manager. Yep, we are actually live. Be very surprised if anybody actually shows up, but that's okay. I'm not worried about it because I'm just here to have some fun. I am going to be creating some gifts for people coming to the Joko cruise. And as I'm sure you can tell, I have quite a fun little setup here. Um, yes, this is a microcosm of what the rest of my workshop looks like. But I'm going on the Jonathan Colton cruise, the Joko cruise this year. And among the many, many, many wonderful activities that are going on, there is going to be a gift exchange. It's called the Kraken Gift Exchange. And I want to make some things that will end up going into a surprise gift for people. And since I do junk journaling as a hobby, I decided that was going to be one of the things I do. So, the first thing I'm going to make is actually a little kind of notepad thing. And I saw this on, I think it's Bohemian Crafts was the site. And yeah, it's a pretty simple um, sort of it's a bookmark actually. And since one of my people that I have to do actually likes bookmarks, I have kept this junk journal thing, which is, or sorry, likes bookmarks. She likes tea. Yes, she does. So I have this thing. I'm gonna adjust the camera just a little bit. By the way, this is my first live stream, so it's gonna be rough. And especially since I don't have any people watching, I don't really care. Plus, of course, I am competing with the super sports. So anyway, I like this box. And it has a few things in it that make it extra good for this kind of thing. For example, these little flaps down at the bottom are very helpful for opening and closing. We might use some magnets for that, in fact. And then we have these tops with the flaps will also make it easier to have it to be flipped open. And then I have these things in here. Now these, I have some ideas about this. These may become kind of like clear pockets or something. But since they're already in there, I'm thinking of, they don't fit all the way. I don't know. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Um, but yeah, so I'm going to be turning this into a kind of bookmark that you would then use to put in your book and take notes on whatever you're reading at the time. So to start out with, I have to disassemble it. So I got to figure out how I want to disassemble it exactly. How I want to disassemble it. And I know I want to separate these two things because it's going to flip open that way. But I'm not quite sure how the rest of it will work. So we'll find out. And yeah, so let's start out with some cotton. Who always likes this? Heather. We're making this for Heather. Um, so where's my ruler? Put it over there. Oh, I did. I put it right here. I laid out everything exactly where I need it. That is my organizational style. A pile for everything, and everything in its pile. So let's pull out my fancy little knife here. And yay. All right. That's that part. And then, I see. This needs to be the back because these two things are the same size and these two things are not the same size. Okay, so that sort of changes things, but not too much. So this one, okay, nice. All right, so now I'm going to do this one. All right, so back right here, showing it over there, which is so back right there, front right there. All right, good start. All right, so need to use for the top here. I only need one of these. I think definitely don't want it to be this big. And I don't think I need both of them. So the question is, do I want to keep that top or do I want to keep that top? And I think I want to keep this one. I think I want the front to work better. So we are going to measure. Yes, I actually measure things. I know. Not like a real maker that just kind of does it off the cuff, right? So we're going to measure. You know what? Fuck measuring. I'm just going to do this. Yes, that's right. There will be profanity. If you're new to the stream, please be notified that there will, in fact, be profanity. It's actually, if you look, it's right next to that particular thing there. So I'm going to go ahead. Just, I suppose I could be really careful and actually line it up with a straight line. God, what's the world coming to? All right. So now I take my handy dandy scoring tool, which is a screwdriver. Yeah. So score there, which makes it easier to bend. Yes. Yes, yes, my precious. Now, I'm not going to glue this yet. This will end up getting glued uh, right like that. But not yet, because we're going to have a cool little pen holder up top here for this. Yeah. All right, so that's good. The next step is to get the papers done. Now, I have a few different papers I could use. I was thinking of seeing how many. Yeah, these will be nice. So for a different project, I had, this is stone paper, has a neat little golden ratio thing there. And because of the other stuff I was doing, I ended up with a whole lot of scraps. I said, I'm going to keep these scraps because I bet you I'll be able to use them again. Hey, what do you know? That's pretty nice. How many is that? Maybe I could use a couple more. Look, there's another. Yeah, my incredibly organized desk, of course, is where I kept all of those particular scraps. Um, did actually have some up in here. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anywhere along. Right, that's fine. I think honestly this will be enough because this is not designed to be like this is all the papers you get and that's it. I'm gonna do a very light I even do stitching. Um, like through the back here, or maybe a little gluing. Tiny bit of gluing just to keep it in there. Now, if I was really fancy, I would stitch this kind of thing to these papers and then attach a magnet, but I think that just becomes too complicated. So instead, And I'm just going to set those papers together. And good old-fashioned stapler. Yes, that's right. So fancy. All right, there's the notebook. And that will end up going there. Woo! All right, that makes that part pretty good. I could. No, I don't want to. I don't want to actually. I don't think I want this flap at all because I want this to be able to be like opened up, ripped off, things like that. Yeah. So we're gonna get rid of this thing. Now I have been doing this the wrong way. I've been using a scoring thing because it's like, oh, this is really easy, but there's an easier way and a better tool that will actually make sure that everything's at right angles. There we go. While I'm here, I'm going to take off that edge right there. Too much. There. Ooh. Now that's sexy. Thing still fits? Yes. Still fits just fine. All right, take care of the back. Now, that same area is on this thing. We want to keep the top because that's where we scored it. But the bottom, didn't I say I wanted to keep the bottom? Did I just take this one off and I didn't mean to? Yes, I did. Well, gosh, no, wait, that's not it. There you go. Oh, right there. Did I actually take off the... No, I didn't take off the bottom. Look at that. That's a smart gray right there. All right, so I just have to take off this line, which is kind of sad because it's going to make it a little off. Well, you know, asymmetry is artistic, right? That's what I used to say when I was earning my degree. Asymmetrical. There we go. Love it. Last thing I'm going to do here is first I'm going to put away all my tools. That's a bad habit I have. Just leaving these all flandangled all over the place. As you may note from my current state. All right. So, second thing I need to do is I need to get something different for in here. Now, person I'm making this for enjoys tea and cocoa, stickers, sending mail, stationery and pen, reading, and chocolate. Now, if they like reading, that implies, and now just stay with me here, this is part of why I am a professional. That implies that they like books. So I happen to have a whole lot of books around, but I think I might start by looking through this. So this is a book that I found um, in a place called Flow. Well, I found it in a Goodwill, but it's a Flow book. Now, Flow is they used to have a great magazine that was all about paper crafting and stuff. And so, of course, I found a few issues here and there, but honestly, they are hard to find because they don't make any more, or maybe they do, but they're only in Europe or whatever. But yeah, I went to, it has lots of things in it. I don't mind destroying this. So, a poem, that's what I want. What else they have? The Joy of One Thing at a Time notebook. That's a cool little thing. Not something I'm going to use for this project, though. Step out of your comfort zone. Nope, that's not it. Life is about finding enough. As far as enough. Nope. Oh, but that is tea. That is a tea bag. Huh, it's still it's a little too... Well, here's an idea. What if I... So, stay with me here. What if I do this top part here? And then I also cut out this bottom part here so that these words are up top. That's a possibility. A little complicated. Follow your dreams. Sure, what could go wrong? Totally. Now, see, here's what I'm talking about. This one actually has a pretty stiff backing, so it's made to be used in this. Time to learn. I probably could look in the table of contents. Time to breathe, time to reflect, time to let go. Let's just look in the current ramps, reading, reflection. How about books? Something about books. Bowling board, Brock. Nope, nothing about books. Guess I didn't have anything about books in here. Try a little tender. Oh, that's pretty. Letter to yourself. Okay, we do have a bunch of pictures. You can tell this is European because all these things. Also, I believe. Oh no, these stickers work. There are some other stickers that I had. I found it, but it did not work at all. At work. No. Art of vulnerability. I love teaching people the art of vulnerability because it makes them so easy. I mean, never mind. Happiness is a fixed point. Fill in lists. Nope. 30 days of writing. Oh, there's some more. What is this? This is sticker. The words. We have to make our life while we're living it. That's a really sad. You know what? Maybe I won't find anything in this book that I want. Don't be afraid of emotions. Kind of an oxymoron when you think about it. Meditation. Habits I want to break. Be yourself. Yeah, I'm just out. Look around you. Oh. Happy. Oh, hey. This is hand lettering. Which I do some of that too, but not right now. Your values. Obviously, one of my values is finally getting back and back going. Okay. So maybe this one won't have what I thought it would. It was worth a shot. This is not one of the people in my gift thing that say that they like things like oh, there's something. To sit in the shade on a fine day and look upon verdure. This thing. um Doing air do. Reading women. Sophie Loren. Yeah. I don't want to. I realize that I'm in a hobby here that is very much occupied with feminine and female oriented female, God, women oriented stuff, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But I don't want to assume that just because this person has a traditionally feminine name that they like traditionally feminine things. Oh. I really thought I'd find something good in here. But I'm not. One more. Okay. Nothing. This is a different designer game kind of thing. I might pull that out at some point. Do what you can, accept what you cannot. No, I don't wanna. How to organize your desk. Yeah, I obviously haven't read that one. The hurrier I go, the behinder I get. I like that one. Found picture of Sophia Loren. Ah, there we go. Nowadays, I know the true reason I read is to feel less alone, to make a connection with a consciousness other than my own. Zadie Smith, British author. Perfect. That's. And will it fit? It will just fit. Yay. All right. Okay, now we have it. So, first thing is to rip this out. See, if you're patient, good things come to those who page. See what I did there? All right, and I will take this and we'll use this one this time. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to try and cut across the box because that would be dumb. Because that would invite it to cut the box too, and I don't want to cut the box anymore. I just do lines like this. Not sure about that yet, but we'll see. I'm having an idea. Always a dangerous thing. You're having an idea. All right. So take that. And if that's where I want it. No, that's a little bit. That would be a little bit much. So let's do a little less. There we go. Nice. Second there, I thought they also have things they don't like, and for a second there, I thought that it said actually they don't like reading. In which case, obviously, I'd have to do the traditional. You just haven't read the right book yet. By the way, I would never do that. I fall into that bad habit, which a lot of people of my demographic do, of being so confident that we don't do the traditionally mansplaining type things that we make jokes about it, not realizing that we are just re-traumatizing people by doing that. So I am trying to get out of that habit, but we'll see. You know, unfortunately, I am fighting a half century of habits. Okay, that looks nice. Now, admittedly, the color schemes don't look quite so good. But we're going to end up distressing this anyway. And I could maybe even put some blue highlights. I have some blue distressed ink upstairs that might work. But meanwhile, it fits really nicely on the back there. But here's my thought. What if instead of putting it in the back, that is the back. So the back, that's the side, that's the side. Where did it put? Ah, there it is. There's the front. What if instead, when you flip it up, you see that there? Oh, and I could put that all the way up there. You know, I like that. I like that a lot. And one thing I'd have to do is not quite put that in because I'm hoping to put some magnets in there. Hoping to. Some magnet sheets or something. I'll figure that out. But the only problem is it is a little bit short. We'll see about that later. But okay, so this is gonna, so it'll be like put that on the front, and be on the side, and that will be on the inside. So that will be there. That will be there. Smart, I'd have a little clip that I could put to show how this is all gonna work. Am I smart? Not that smart, but I am at least a little bit smart. Okay, got two paper clips here. Ah, there we go. So yes, yeah, paper clips, perfect thing. Gonna work totally well. This is not how I'm doing. I'm just making a mock-up, by the way, just to see how the feel of the book goes. All right, so you have this. I may have to figure out something to do with this thing. I might just be a little window. Like I could make that into a nice little surprise window thing. And this will be a magnetic closure, which I know from reading the thing that it's easier to open when you don't, when you have it actually shorter. So I may actually cut that off a little bit. And then you open it up, and you have that. Ooh, liking it. Liking it a lot. Now, yes, it's still girly and stuff, but you know what? That could be Zadie Smith right there. So maybe Zadie Smith is redheaded. I hear some British authors are. So yeah. Ooh, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Liking how that's coming together. Oh, that should be actually lower though. All right. Good. Good, 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 good. So because I don't have the magnets yet, I can't actually do that yet. What I can do is put some different paper on the back here. And for that request, boy, I wish I had people online here right now, because if I had people online that were in the chat, I could ask them their opinion on what book to put as the lining for the back of this thing. My initial thought, after I get this little glue stuff out here, let's get all these things in place where they're not going to disappear. That's the side, that's the side. Don't worry about that. All right. So my initial thought was to use a page from Mary Shelley Frankenstein, because I've used this for some of my horror things that I've done. And I still kind of can't believe that this was. We rest. A dream has power to poison sleep. We rise. One wandering thought pollutes the day. We feel, conceive or reason, laugh or weep, embrace fond woe or cast our cares away. It is the same, for, be it joy or sorrow, the path of its departure still is free. Man's yesterday may never be like his tomorrow. Naught may endure but mutability. That's a neat, save that for probably an ephemera later on. Yeah, but so I could do that one. I could just do, any old thing from one of these books, just some letters. Um, those books would not be appropriate. And what other books do I have? I have lots of books. Could be anything. Huh. Or I could use a picture of books if I found one. Definitely don't want to have it too complicated. I know that does not sound like me at all, does it? But well, you may not know that because you're just watching this recording, maybe. But it definitely would not be me. Looking for some books. Reading retreat. To reading dip. To experience more. Yeah. Seeing a lot of books. All right. No books there. Hmm. Could I use something over there? Now I've got a full box of ephemera here, which I'm not going to actually show too much because it's got some things in it that would not go well on Twitch. Not a bunch of nice. Hmm. Boy, nope, nope, nobody, nope, nope, nope. Bunch more nopes. Definitely not that. There's something that might go with it. There's something else. Nope, nope, nope. So the reason I'm saying all these nopes is because some of my work that I like to do is actually deconstructing adult magazines and things like that and turning that into junk journal type things. But that's not something that I would do to a stranger, so I'm not going to. Also, not something I can do on Twitch. Believe me, I've thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? It just wouldn't be appropriate. Mental health stickers. There we go. Let's just presume that because they're a Joker Cruise, they're neurodivergent. That makes all kinds of sense. I will, however, include a fun sticker there. All right, nothing in that box. Um, Another thing I have done is I've used this book, the Spectrum Besting 15. So any of these Spectrum, you can find these things at used bookstores, and they have lots of fun stuff inside. Yeah, that one's inappropriate. And I have to be careful because there's also quite a bit of nudity, and I don't feel like getting disenfranchised before I do stuff. So I'm going to take this off screen and look and see if there's any pictures of libraries in here. Libraries, bookshelves, things like that. This book has been shredded because I've taken out all kinds of things and I used a whole bunch of D&D stuff to make a gift for my brother-in-law. I wish this person had said something about whether they liked fantasy or not, because I could put any number of things in there for that, but they did not, which means I just have to go based on books. Nothing about books in here. All right, I think I'm just going to go, not going to spend a whole lot of time, which I'm already spending too much time thinking about it, because I need to make these gifts happen. So we are just going to go old school with a random piece of text from Frankenstein. We're going to go into what, horror? No. Okay, now I'm sitting going, wait a minute, I'm putting a horror novel in. This is all from the monster's turn. Hmm. Okay. We're going to pull out. Oh, you know what we'll do? We'll make it a little bit geeky. We will pull out chapter 5, which is on page 42. Just a tiny bit of geekiness there. All right. And again, we trace. This is going onto the back. So we trace it onto here. I'm actually going to cut off the top too because I don't want to. Yeah. I don't want to keep that number 42 in there. Because you know, if you know, you know, and if you don't know, you don't care. Oh, hey, and look at that. I got my first spam person. Great. How to block them? Don't know. But show moderator actions. Supposed to be able to show it. What can I do with it? Quick actions. Stream info, clip tab, raid channel, manage goals, stream together. Nope. Well, I'll leave it there for now and just get rid of it later. Cause yeah. I wondered how long it would take to get a spam person on there. The answer is not long at all. Get rid of some of this, more of this glue. You know, I realize the stream has all been about me cutting things and stuff, and that kind of is just the way it works. You do a whole lot of cutting, and then a whole lot of gluing, and a lot of times it doesn't look like anything's actually going to happen. Like, I was watching the stream actually where they made these things. I was like watching it, and as she was doing all the cutting and stuff like that, please don't make a hole. I was like, when is this going to come together into that thing that she has in the thumbnail? And then all of a sudden she went, made the last step, and poof, there it was. It was great. All right, so there's the back. Now take this thing. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to do with these, which I may still do. I was going to sew them on. Ooh. Using my sewing machine. don't think I'm in a place where I can really show my sewing machine right now because of the fact that I do work with some things that are more adult content, which of course we can't have on Twitch because think of the children. Or YouTube or wherever I end up putting this particular video. I may end up broadcasting on YouTube Live more than this because, just because there's not a lot of craft stuff on Twitch. That's why. But also just because I think it'll possibly give me a little more exposure, and I am more of a YouTube person than a Twitch person. Let's just face it. Oh, fuck, that's not good. So remember I said about keeping the 42? We are not going to keep the 42. We are going to be eliminating it. You want to go right there, right at the top of the U in unable, as in unable to use the 42. Yep. There we go. All right. Beautiful. Okay. There's that. And this time I'm actually going to do something now. So this is a spray adhesive, which actually goes, I mean, you have lots of different adhesives you can use, the crafters use. I found this spray adhesive works really, really nicely. So I'm going to first do that. Now, what I might do afterwards is use something that my friend Nadia Vanilla, if you Google her, she is also an erotic artist, so you may have something that is not safe for work. Anyway, but it works really well to if I used to do hand lettering on this kind of paper, and it's really thin and doesn't really take these kinds of Pilot parallel pens very well. So she introduced me to this stuff. Get it really visually. There it is. Transparent watercolor ground, and transparent watercolor ground will basically turn this into a surface that takes watercolors really nicely. But right now, all I need to do is glue this to this. But I don't want to do that just on top of it. I want to have it sealed so that I don't end up making my whole surface sticky. Not that I would ever do that, or haven't done that before. Wow, that came out really badly. I did end up making my entire surface sticky. Well, that sucks. All right, anyway. One trick that I did learn on one of the crafting things is you use your pinky to spread the glue. And it so much thing else. All that glue on there. As you can see, that works really, really well. Wow, this is worthless. Did I use it wrong? Shake vigorously. Maybe I shake enough. Because that didn't stick at all. At all. Ridiculous. Ah, the nozzle was clogged. Okay, we're going to try this again. And notice I did not use the other finger. That's because I'm old school. Try this again. Put this down here. Definitely sticking. Fortunately, it is also doing something else I did not want it to do, which is warp the card. You know, Frankenstein and Skull Crusher Mountain have a lot in common too, so I think that if they're on Joko Cruise, they probably are going to be okay with it. Now, the fact that it looks kind of gunky and stuff, I'm okay with that. Because these are junk journals and they're supposed to look kind of gunky. I'm going to age it anyway. All right. So now, what can I do next? The really nice thing about having that empty is that that's where I'm going to glue the pad of paper. All right. I think the next thing that I can do is I can glue that thing right there. And this time we're going to try a different form of gluing, which is the good old glue stick. Now what I should have done, really should have done was look, Frankenstein is peeking up right there. There. You know, since I couldn't cover the paper down there, I think I'm not going to worry about covering it at the top either. I think go ahead and put at least the start of this one. At least get a little further here. Yeah, the glue stick is so much easier. Now, is it going to be as spot that I missed here? Is it going to be as long-term and secure? No, but these are junk journals. They're not made to be long-term or secure. Nice. Like it. Then we have this thing. So I'll put just a little bit of glue around the back of it. Right up there. All right. We're getting there. What time is it? It's almost noon. All right, let's see if there's one last thing I can do on this and then also set up my next step. So the last thing I can do on this right now is I can do some aging, some stressing, distress. And I think actually if I put some gray on this, it will kind of highlight. I guess those two aren't really grays, but anyway, we're going to use it anyway. And we go into here. I want to use that one. We want to use, there we go, that one. I'm using Jim Holtz Distressed Oxide, the vintage photo, or no, black soot, I think. That's what I'm going to use. Black soot. So, that, just kind of put along the edge there, here and there. Boy, that's really not doing much, is it? There we go. That's a little better. I can see something else that I think I'm going to want to do. Can you guess what it is? I don't like those little square corners there. I don't know what it is about crafters, but we hate square corners. Like, if you go into any of the things, you'll see that they just really don't like it at all. So, yeah, if I need to, I can always just cut off the whole thing, but I don't think I want to cut off. Yeah, I don't. But yeah, this stuff, that, and just a little bit. And we want to do the outside too. All right, so what I was saying I'm going to do is to, these corners here are just kind of annoying the bejesus out of me. So, which one? I think actually the really round one would be best. That's nicer, but it's going to, I do the trim later. See how that works. Yeah, that's much better. So we'll put something, we'll find something to put over here, maybe even a little bit of leather or something on it. Yes. And then same thing over here, but for now, let's at least get it so that the edges match. Yeah, there we go. So what they were saying in the screen thing was that if you have the magnets here, it's easier to open if you have a little bit of a lip here, and we do. So now people open it. There's this thing. And the idea is you put this in you use it right there. Probably end up being, oh, yeah, probably washi tape across the deer. or something along those lines. So yeah, but I need to get some little magnets for here, and figure out how. I think I'm gonna do, probably want to do one more or two more things here on the top just to make it longer. And I have to do the top thing here, which, come to think of it, I probably could do that part right now. That's a fun part, actually. I'm just when I was watching it, I was like, wow, that's a neat idea. So there we go. This will work perfectly too. So I'm going to use this thing, and what I'm going to do with it, well, I think it'll work. We'll see. If that doesn't work, if that doesn't work, I know what else will work. In fact, I know it will work better. I just find it. I have been saving these tea bag wrappers to use for this very purpose, and now I can't find where they are. Okay, so what I will be doing eventually is I will be using the tea bag wrapper, and I'll be making a little round thing at the top that will hold a pen. So you could have that in there. And the idea is you put this down inside the thing. I'll probably put a little, maybe like 2 little holes here with a thread that comes down, and then they can, so there's a little ribbon or something across the top. And yeah, but yeah, that's coming out pretty nicely, I think. All right, then that's going to be the end of my stream today. So thanks for coming to my first one. And if you do happen to watch this, please feel free to let me know if you have any suggestions. Wait, I have viewers? Wow.